Okay, hi everybody. My name is Dan Bondroff. I'm an artist living in Miami, Florida. And what I wanted to do today is I wanted to do the 10-minute Sharpie drawing. And this is a drill that I do with my students. And what we do is the goal of the drill is to capture a composition in 10 minutes in ink and show not only how the composition is going to lay out, but also where all the values are going to be in the main objects. And so let's do it. I'm going to do 10 minutes starting now. The first thing I like to do is define a horizon line. And that separates things into, it separates most images in half. And so the horizon line is right here. And then from there I tackle everything from big to small. So the biggest object in here the biggest objects are the trees and the walls. Okay, so this wall, the bottom of the wall is right here. And then we have this smaller, it looks like a tree that was knocked down with ferns growing over top of it. It's going right across here. And then there's two groups of ferns at the bottom. There's a group right there, and there's a group right there. We're just keeping things basic for now. The trees in the background, this is where I try to combine things. When I see a large group of a lot of things, I say, okay, the group of them is right here, and it's this giant rectangle shape. It starts around here, and it goes a little bit more than halfway across the composition, and there. And so what I've done is I've taken all these trees and I've called them one object. This group of foliage in the back here, I'm going to call that one object. Okay. The ferns in here, or not ferns, these big leaves in here, there's a group of them right here, and I'm going to call that one object. But I'm going to call this big one at the top its own object. And it goes right there. There's a stem down the middle, and it goes off the page. The next biggest thing right behind there is this big branch. And I'm just going to get the main part of the branch. The main part of the branch goes up and through, and then almost all the way off the edge of the page there. Okay, and it has this break right here, and it looks like it goes through. Getting this perfectly exact is not as important as getting it done quickly. And the reason why is this is about composition and basic layout. It's not about making a perfect painting. You can make a perfect or a drawing. You can make that later. And so now that I have the basics in, I'll get a few more details, get a few of those curves in there. There we go. And there's a couple of other branches. There's a branch that comes up over here. And I'm going to leave that for now. There's a couple in the background. There are a couple big leaves. There's this leaf. There's this leaf. There's a tree out front, and so there's a branch right there, and there's a few branches. You see this cluster of branches that's in there, and then there's a smaller branch that sticks out right there. And then you have this group of foliage that's going right across there, and that's it for the major pieces of the puzzle. Inside here, let's break it down into, there's a big tree in the middle. This looks like actually looks like a bird, like a large, either a palm or a bird of paradise that has a big woody stalk. And there's one in there, and there's another one that kind of fans out here, and there's a couple more in there. 1, 2, and I now have a lot of details in here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the objects one at a time, and I'm going to give them different values, and I'm going to keep the values simple. What I'm going to do is I want to have 5 values. I want to have a dark, a medium dark, a medium light, and a light. And I just want to break it down very simple so we keep it under 10 minutes. The darkest area and the biggest area is this wall. And so walls are up and down. And so I'm going to give it a quick up and down shade. And on that 1 through 5 scale, this is between a 4 and a 5. And so what I'm going to do is if you have parts that are 4s and parts that are 5s, what I do to make things quicker is I give the whole thing the lightest value, which is maybe a little bit less than a 4. And then I go back into the darker areas and I get them a bit darker. So there's a darker area in here. And there's a darker area at the top over here. And so none of this is about making it perfect. It's about getting in a lot of information quickly so you can practice composition over and over again. I find a lot of my students, what they have problems with when working in their sketchbook is sitting down and doing it. And for me, what I'd like to do is, what I'd like to advise is it's quantity. The more you do, the faster you'll get at it, and the more good ideas that you'll have. And being able to put down basic compositions quickly, will help everything that you do. The next darkest thing. So if you're not sure what order to color things in, the best way to do it is go dark to light. Find the things that are most likely to be a 5 or 4 and color them first. Well, it's a little bit lighter. And notice the direction of the strokes. I'm going to try to keep all the directions of the strokes going in the direction that the plant is growing. These trees in here are a bit dark. Here. In the background, the foliage in the background, I'm just going to get, on a scale 1 through 5, it's like a 3. Real quickly get that in, and anything in the background through here is like a 3. So that's going to represent background. And this is a little bit lighter at the top. Darker space at the bottom. Same thing with this foliage here. It's lighter, but towards the bottom it gets a little bit darker. And there's a patch of foliage that runs across the back like that, and that's the lightest of everything. Then we're going to finish it up by doing the stuff that's at the bottom. All of this stuff at the bottom. I'm probably approaching the 10-minute mark. I might be a little bit over it. I've also been talking through the whole thing. So what I'm going to do real quickly to finish this up, all the foliage is quite light at the top, 1s and 2s. And when it gets much darker at the bottom, 4s and 5s. Anything that is on the ground. You want to do left and right lines. And there we go. There's a 10-minute composition. I did one yesterday, real quickly before we end this. I also did this one yesterday. If you've been to my Instagram page, you probably saw this one. And so the more you do these, the better you're going to get at them. And if you want to have, you want to fill your sketchbook with compositions and test them out first, the 10-minute Sharpie drill is really a great way of testing your compositions.